now in social media, we're starting to see tools being co-opted by people like Larry Ellison. The consolidation of power is so frightening to me. And that's why it's important that we build other platforms, like we've seen the attempt by Upscrolled, for example, to try to create a space where we're not going to be silenced and we're not going to be limited in what we can say openly and freely. In a way, what's happening in America with regards to the chilling of free speech, the attacks on dissent, and quite frankly, the murder of American citizens with zero accountability, as we've seen in the context of ICE. And we're seeing people, especially young people in America, in a polarized America, simply standing up and doing what arguably is the most American thing, which is expressing their opinions, exercising their freedom of speech. You know, it's not in every country that is something that's protected in the Constitution. And journalism, for example, is being attacked every single day by the Trump administration. And it's wild because, you know, as someone who worked there and grew up there, and I know intimately that the Fourth Estate is something that is integral to the idea of what America is. I mean, these are rights that are protected in the Constitution that are being trampled, and often so they're being trampled on because people are standing up for the Palestinian people's cause for liberation. You know, their rightful, righteous cause for liberation. I think Trump is doing more damage to the American social fabric than I think many of us realize. And the worrying thing is that this is going to have lasting implications for decades if we don't stand up to it now. And that's why I think when you see institutions like where I went to university and where I taught briefly, like Columbia University, capitulating under Trump, and when you see other institutions and journalists capitulating, you know, sort of it's not an overstatement to say that we're entering a fascist or authoritarian moment in the US, and I think that's really troubling. It's really frightening, and I'm hoping that people realize what's at stake before it's too late. When I started in journalism, I went into it in part because I was a geek. I believed in technology and its power in the internet, that it would be this global village, that it would connect us to each other across borders and boundaries and cultures. And yet, now at the age of 41, I am increasingly realizing that the powers that be, the empire, those who are trying to oppress us, exploit us, extract data from us and use it for profit. I mean, we live in a system where profit is being put over people by the people who are in power. And now in social media, we're starting to see tools being co-opted by people like Larry Ellison. The consolidation of power is so frightening to me. And that's why it's important that we build other platforms, like we've seen the attempt by Upscrolled, for example, to try to create a space where we're not going to be silenced and we're not going to be limited in what we can say openly and freely. And, you know, Al Jazeera is a place that I used to work at the New York Times before I applied for a job at Al Jazeera. And part of the reason I did that is because I saw that Al Jazeera recognized that the world is so much bigger than just one area or one geography or one language. And I don't know, I hope that people wake up to how exploited and extracted, you know, we have finite resources in this planet, and so people like Tiago, who are incredible activists for the Palestinian cause, but are also environmentalists like Greta. It's not a coincidence that the people who care about the environment and who are aware of the limited resources we have and how those resources are being extracted needlessly are the same people who care about Palestine, because Palestine is a litmus test now. Palestine is not just about the Palestinian people. Palestine and what it means to stand in solidarity with Palestine is really about whether you believe in our common humanity or not. And I think that's something that more and more people are starting to see and feel, and it gives me hope, because we're living in dark times, and I think it's easy for us in our privileged, sort of walled off circles and identities where we might exist. feel detached from sort of the systems that are looking to exploit us and pin us against each other, and to extract as much information and data from us in order to enrich themselves while keeping us all struggling.